All right, let's talk about the main players then. Both of you have mentioned Mark Carney. So, Jerry, I will start with you. He is best known internationally as the former governor of the Bank of Canada, Bank of England. He ran for the Liberal leadership earlier this year. Pretty easy race, I would say, for him to win. Who is he and what are his main challenges now?
Well, it's easy to say these things are easy in retrospect, Tasha. I always find that people look back on uh, successful campaigns and say, wow, well, it was always a foregone conclusion. But of course, over Christmas, the polls had Chrystia Freeland as the favorite to be the next leader of the Liberal Party. And lots of people that I know were betting on that outcome. So I think it was a bit of a surprise. What is Mr. Carney known for? It's his economic expertise. And I think that, in a nutshell, is what has made this election competitive. Canadians are focused on bread and butter issues. I think in the commentariat, you've seen people talk about how, on the one hand, there's a Trump tariff issue, and on the other hand, there's a cost of living issue, and one favors one party and one favors the other. I don't actually think that's what's happening out there. I think they're both the same issue, and people know that Trump's economic policy is going to drive cost of living problems in Canada, also in the United States, unfortunately for his citizens. But they're all the same issue. It's who can fix the economy and deal with Donald Trump. I've never seen a campaign where there's really only one issue on the ballot box, and we have a very close contest that, as usual, will probably come down to who wins the Greater Toronto Area.
Well, sitting in the Greater Toronto Area, as I am right now, I would agree that that's going to be a huge issue in this campaign. And it's an issue for the Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre. So, John, take a moment to introduce him. He won his leadership 2 years ago. Unlike Mark Carney, he is a politician of most of his career, actually, has been spent in public office. A young guy, though, he's in his mid-40s. So what does he bring to the table? What are his challenges?
I think he brings a fresh approach. I mean, I think the Liberals want it to be about one issue. They want it to be about Trump. I think the real central issue is, do these people deserve a fourth term? Have they been competent on macroeconomic policy? Have they been competent on immigration? Have they been competent on inflation and the cost of living? And in Canada, Tasha, as you know, elections really matter.
Do you think that would be a bad thing to have a minority government of either stripe when we're dealing with issues like tariffs and Donald Trump?
Well, that concerns me greatly. I almost wish for a majority government over a minority government, regardless of who was leading it, because you had the Liberal Party in bed with the NDP having to sell their soul to the far left. And I don't think that's in Canada's best interest. I think Canada's such a large, diverse country. It needs a strong central government. And when you have such a small number of MPs, it's like the dog wagging the tail wagging the dog. And that concerns me. That's why I'm hopeful and optimistic that Pierre will get a majority national conservative government.
Jerry, what about you? Is a minority going to be a problem if it happens?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that John's right. I think that in particular at this time, it's funny. I'm agreeing with two former Harper cabinet ministers. I just did a podcast with your good friend James Moore, John, where we talked about this topic as well. And I think it's going to be hard enough to negotiate with Donald Trump, having been part of the team that did it the first time between 2016 and 2019. You don't want to have to be checking with a party leader that has, a dozen seats and 8% in the polls in order to put Canada's viewpoint on the table. I think that the country would be very much better served by a strong government of either political stripe now.